Me na Solomon Jamiru, Deputy Minister for Information and Communication. As me President, you President, and we all President. The retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Madabio in government don't full year na office. I'm glad for bring to Uno my special program, Waiting Government they do. And inside this first edition, I go talk small, but waiting government they do for we school picking them. Plenty pa we know say Salone be the Athens of West Africa. Before 1961, and even up to mid-70s and early 80s, the world begets so much respect for Salone in book learning one. And one name where they come to mind, now the late Dr. David Seneko, the first African to graduate from Cambridge University with first-class honors. Now him be analyzed insulin, where today, then they use insulin as treatment for diabetes. But along the line, we drop the ball on education. We care we can't go here. President Bio said, the time don't reach for invest back in education and restore Salone in glorious days. And so one of the things that this government do, now for roll out free quality education. Because of free quality education, 2.6 million picking them the benefit. You know what that means? It means that the parents, the guardians, they're relieved of the burden of tuition fees, core textbooks, and exercise books. We get 800,000 additional enrollment. This don't mean saying we don't expand access to education. And if this opportunity don't be there, imagine 800,000 people, about 10% of the population, out of the educational system, which sometimes don't be unproductive people in our society. We see how this government don't recruit over 8,000 teachers. This indeed will get implications for the wage bill. So people, the way they talk, say the wage bill they increase. It's important for me government to recruit trained and qualified teachers. As a matter of fact, the World Bank does suggest say, for make Salone really realize free quality education, we need for recruit additional 29,500 teachers. So this they show say, with the recruitment of 8,000 teachers, government is indeed on the right track. We see how pregnant girls come back into the educational system. This is not because government don't roll out what we call the National Policy on Radical Inclusion. We anchored on the 1960 UNESCO Convention Against Discrimination and even with Constitution, where they talk about equal rights for all and adequate opportunities in education. 22% of the budget is now allocated to education. This perhaps not the biggest or highest investment in education since independence. We see how through the EU support, President Bio recently commissioned 100 newly built schools in Bo, Kenema, Potloko, Bombali, and Karine district. We not just build them schools here, but we also equip them with furniture, with solar energy, and with laboratory equipment. This also they demonstrate government in commitment to education. School feeding don't come back under this administration. With 640,645 picking them with the benefits today from school feeding. Now 14 out of the 16 districts, now 121 out of the 192 chiefdoms. We are very proud of this as a people. President Bio, we don't give 50 buses. Imagine that school picking day for the first time is sit down na that school bus. Tomorrow we go down big, it go down get a young picking them. It go talk say there was once a president who cared for children, who invested in education. And so it's very good that this government, they invest again in education. We see how this government don't pay all the backlogs for NPSC, Beke, and WASC. And year in, year out, this government, they allocate resources to them public examination, just for me to picking them get an opportunity. We see how President Biobi donate 5 buses to 5 schools with special needs. The National School for the Deaf, the Miltimagai School for the Blind, and 3 other schools for the blind, na Kono, Bombali, and Koinadugo district. So we see say investment in education, it work, and this government so proud of this. However, we believe say challenge is still there in the educational system. We believe say we need more trained and qualified teachers. We believe say we need to expand more na the conditions of service. But this is just a beginning, and this they demonstrate government in stout commitment for invest in we picking them. So that 5, 10, 15 years from now, Salone go produce some of the smartest kids, some of the smartest scientists. We picking them go manufacture things. We go get the smartest entrepreneurs, lawyers, bankers, contribute to agriculture, to research, to innovation. This na President Bio in dream for we picking them. And I believe say together, we all go achieve them. Thank you.